Are you projecting confidence? Or does your reflection reveal a person who lacks the basic qualities that garner genuine respect from others? Remember, it's not the world's responsibility to accommodate your shortcomings. It's your duty to evolve into the person you should be. If you're constantly being treated poorly by others, it's likely because you lack the experience necessary to navigate social dynamics effectively. Instead of bemoaning the unfairness of it all, use the harsh feedback as a wake-up call. In today's lesson, we will go over the reasons why others may be showing you signs of disrespect, but not doing so to others they interact with. We will also go over how to overcome these barriers so we can acknowledge our deficiencies and overcome them. Whether it's in the professional setting or personal relationships. As always, remember to subscribe and tell us about your stoic journey in the comments below. Now, let's add some steel wisdom to our tool belts. You haven't proved yourself. Respect is earned through actions and achievements. You can't fake something for too long before you give yourself away. Nor should you pretend to have qualifications that you provably do not have. Nobody cares about how you perceive your potential if they haven't witnessed anything substantial from you. It's time to stop expecting handouts and start demonstrating your worth. If you want your co-workers and peers to think that you are business savvy, start a business. If you want girls to think that you are into fitness, dedicate yourself and dive headfirst into fitness. People aren't stupid. They can see through a facade. And when they see that you are demonstrating a lie to them, they will immediately lose trust and respect for you. Any free time that you have for relaxation, dedicate it instead towards that of what you wish others to see in you. Do not just say that you are, you must be. You are unpredictable in temperament. It's as if the warmth and openness were nothing more than a fleeting performance. And now the curtains have closed on that engaging act. This drastic change in behavior not only confuses those around you, but also makes it challenging for them to connect with the real you. The initial sparkle fades, replaced by an air of reservation that puts up barriers between you and others. If you want to maintain those positive connections you establish at first meetings, it's crucial to address the reasons behind this abrupt shift and find a way to bridge the gap between your charismatic introduction and the guarded version of yourself that emerges soon after. You have not sacrificed anything. Others who have built connections are indispensable to those around them. If a day passed without that person around, others would notice. They put their money where their mouth is. They provide themselves as a vessel for maintaining a sense of community and safety. To earn respect from those who fail to recognize your worth, one must first recognize their own value. Respect is not freely given. It must be earned through consistent actions. Consider what you're willing to give to create lasting connections that withstand the test of time. After all, in the grand scheme of life, those who invest reap the rewards, while those who merely exist wonder why they're overlooked. You haven't sacrificed time, energy, or resources to build meaningful connections or prove your worth. Instead of whining about being mistreated, roll up your sleeves and start putting in the work. Whether it's investing time in personal development, showing genuine care for others, or going the extra mile in your endeavors, make sacrifices that matter. Until you're willing to contribute something of value to the world, don't expect anyone to treat you like royalty. It's time to stop blaming external factors and start taking responsibility for your own lack of sacrifice. Do you struggle to communicate effectively? If you find yourself constantly on the receiving end of poor treatment from others, perhaps it's time to take a hard look in the mirror and acknowledge a harsh truth. You are not communicating effectively to others. Watch how your peers interact with each other and take into account your own shortcomings. Are you not speaking in a way that others can find common ground? Are you speaking with no evidence or life experience to back up your claims? If you consistently fail to articulate your thoughts, feelings, and intentions, don't be surprised when others respond with disdain or indifference. It's not their responsibility to decipher your muddled expressions or navigate through the fog of your incoherent messages. People don't have the time or patience to unravel the mess of miscommunication you create. So, stop blaming everyone else for treating you poorly and start addressing the fundamental issue, your own inadequate communication skills. You lack confidence in your abilities. When you constantly doubt your capabilities, you broadcast a message of insecurity that others can't help but pick up on. Your lack of self-assurance becomes a magnet for disrespect and mistreatment. People are drawn to confidence. If you cannot summon the belief in your own skills and worth, don't be surprised when others follow suit and treat you with the disdain that your self-doubt projects. Whatever you are not confident in doing, do it once and learn from the action. Thinking and planning on doing something like going on a date, conducting a meeting, taking an exam, or having a job interview only goes so far. It is the action in performing that task that will give you confidence. Don't expect others to doubt you until you can prove them wrong. You fail to build meaningful connections. Your inability to establish genuine relationships might be the root cause of the disdain you're receiving. People don't appreciate shallow interactions or self-centered behavior, and they can sniff out insincerity from a mile away. It's time to acknowledge that the problem lies within you, and your lack of empathy, their genuine interest, and emotional intelligence is driving people away. So, don't be surprised when others treat you with indifference or outright disrespect. You're reaping what you've sown with your inability to foster meaningful connections. People value having common ground between one another. It can be as easy as watching the same television show, or both owning a dog. You cannot expect yourself to get along with everyone if you do not share at least something with them. Those that you admire are successful because they can relate to anyone. That person is a jack of all trades. They contain this steel wisdom, and people like them for exactly that reason. Find out what others like and do, and see about expanding your interests. You will be surprised with how many people you can then relate to. You overpromise and underdeliver. A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. Marcus Aurelius, your penchant for making grand commitments without the capacity to fulfill them has left a trail of disappointment in your wake. It's time to face the consequences of your actions and acknowledge that your unrestrained assurances are nothing more than empty words. People are not blind to your shortcomings, and they've grown weary of your lack of accountability. It's high time you break free from this destructive cycle and start aligning your promises with achievable actions. If you ever hope to earn the respect you so desperately crave. No one wants to be associated with someone who cannot be relied upon. Your habit of overpromising and underdelivering not only damages your personal relationships, but also undermines your professional credibility. Colleagues and friends are not obligated to endure your repeated letdowns, whether it is you cancelling plans or your boss witnessing your less than satisfactory skill when you are hired for the job you weren't as capable for as you claimed. It's time to recognize that trust is earned through consistent and reliable behavior, not empty words and unfulfilled commitments. You don't take initiative or show proactivity. And life doesn't hand out rewards to those who passively watch it unfold. Get up, start taking initiative, and show some proactivity if you want others to treat you with the respect you think you deserve. Being someone who does as they are told only gets you so far and begins to make you feel as if you are a doormat. You want to be the person that others assume knows their place and champions their responsibilities. You want to be the person that others go to because you express yourself as the one who is where they need to be and knows what they need to know. Muster some courage and take charge of your destiny. If you're tired of being treated like an afterthought, then start acting like a person of consequence. It's time to stop making excuses, seize control of your circumstances, and demand the respect that only comes to those who are willing to go out and earn it. You fail to adapt to social norms and etiquette. You fail to adapt to social norms and etiquette. Ignoring societal expectations and refusing to adhere to basic etiquette is a surefire way to alienate those around you. Sure, it shows that you are unique in the way you carry yourself, but expecting everyone to tolerate your lack of social grace is not only unrealistic, but also incredibly self-centered. If you consistently find yourself at the receiving end of poor treatment, it's not a conspiracy. It's a consequence of your inability to adapt. Social skills are not optional. They are a prerequisite for a functioning and harmonious society. So, instead of wallowing in self-pity, take responsibility for your behavior. Instead of waiting for others to extend their olive branch, which will never happen, go to them with confidence. You struggle to accept criticism or feedback. The most liberating feeling is to become a man who can recognize when he is wrong, drop the pride, and adapt his habits. When someone corrects your spelling, you do not continue to spell something the same way as you always have. You say you were wrong and thank them. If someone corrects you in a debate that you thought you were correct in and changes your mind, you express surprise and bandage the hole in your reasoning. Immediately, the more you learn, the more whole of a man you become. If you reject corrections based on the person who helps you, you are being too prideful, and you need to reject that feeling, for it is a sin. If you constantly struggle to accept criticism, you're not only limiting your own potential, but also alienating those around you. People are more likely to distance themselves from someone who is unwilling to grow and adapt. So, if you're tired of being treated poorly, start by developing a thicker skin. Constructive criticism is not an attack on your character, but an opportunity for improvement.